Hi, everybody. Today we're going to act out our Bible story together. You're not going to need much, just make sure there's some good space for you to move around because you got to stretch your acting muscles. First, we're going to practice a couple of the shapes, sounds, and noises that we're going to need in our story today. The first thing I need you to do is make the shape of a statue. Any statue. It could be a funny statue. It could be a trophy statue. Any statue. The one in our story was of a king, so I'm going to be an in-charge statue. And statues are very still. So when you're a statue, be as still as you can be. Okay, good job, everybody. The next thing we need to practice is our flute and trumpet sounds. So, flutes you hold like this. And you just kind of wiggle your fingers on the keys. But if you decide you want to play an instrument in front of you, that's fine too. But some of you might want to play the trumpet instead. Whatever musical instrument you want to play for our story, you can. Some people might want to play the guitar. Dum 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 dum, or the drum. All right. The next thing we need to practice is bowing. Because people in our story today were bowing, and you could do a stand-up bow if you want. Or you could do an all-the-way bow on the ground, like this. Can you even see me when I'm doing that? I don't know. So practice your bow. Excellent work, dear chum. Now, the next thing we need to practice being is really fun. It's a fire. So I'm going to sit on the ground. And I'm going to make fire with my arms. And I'm going to make some nice crackle sounds. Now, some people might want to do the sitting down fire like me. But some people might want a really big fire, and you might want to have your legs in the fire too. So I'm going to show you another way that you can make a fire. It can be a really big fire. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just ways to have fun. And apparently you work on your abs. The last thing you need is a furnace. Now, I'm going to use my imagination for a furnace, but it helps me to be able to park my imagination somewhere. So I'm going to pretend that this stool is where my furnace is, because Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were put in the furnace. So when I'm in the furnace, I'm going to be in front of my little stool friend here, and I will use my imagination to pretend. You can use a stool, a couch, a spot on the wall, or even nothing. It depends on how good your imagination is. Some of you, I know for a fact, have excellent imaginations. I will tell the story, and now we practice everything so we can act it out together. Let me start the story.
King Nebuchadnezzar thought he was an awesome king, and he wanted everyone to know it. So he had a huge gold statue built and placed it in the center of the city. Can you make the shape of a statue? King Nebuchadnezzar made the statue look just like himself. And he made a rule that every time the music played, people in his kingdom had to bow down to the statue. Quick, everyone get your flute or your trumpet and play the music. Oh no, the music is playing. Everyone, pretend to bow down to the statue. But there were 3 who refused to follow the king's command. They knew that they shouldn't bow down to anyone except God. If you want to pretend to be Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, stand up. The king didn't like that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego weren't following his directions, so he ordered that they be thrown into a fiery furnace. Who can make their body into fire? Okay, let's all go put our fire in front of the furnace. Make the fire hotter. Make the fire bigger. Bigger and bigger. Now, were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego worried? No. They knew that God was with them. Everyone, pretend to be Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and go by the furnace. Now pretend that there's fire all the way around you, but don't look worried. Remember, they knew God was with them. God sent an angel to protect them, and they weren't hurt. I'm so glad they weren't hurt in the furnace, because God's got it. Who's got it? God's got it.
I love that true story from the Bible. It reminds me that no matter what's going on, God is strong and mighty, and He is for me and He loves me. It reminds me that no matter what's going on, God's got it. Who's got it? God's got it.